last time on Incredible Critics.
Endgame. Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
I am so hyped for that.
They're going to be.
Disney is going to make so much money.
So much money.
So much money.
Look, I'm just saying, for all the free advertising that we give you, just 0.01%. That's
0.01.
0.01.
Measly
0.01 of a percent, also known as a basis point. That's
I don't think that's too much to ask. Disney.
Come on. You literally have so many more 0.01% left over. We are the Incredible Critics. Incredible, not because we're great, but because our credibility should seriously be in question. I am Ben Franco. This week we have a Frankie's Take, as well as a What's On extended edition, since we've had so much time to watch stuff, and then reviewing Black Mirror Bandersnatch. But joining me after nearly 3 weeks of not talking to each other, we have a lot to say. Tim Lasers Gruber.
Hey, Ben.
And back again after 3 weeks. Considered, since he made us do 3 weeks without him, making him do 3 weeks without us, but we didn't want to do that to our valuable listeners. Frankie Fusco.
The ratings would soar. And for the record, does anybody else find the word Bandersnatch really funny? I think it's.
I thought.
I think you're the only one, and that is Andrew Moore.
Hey Ben, how you doing?
I am good, guys. So we recorded 3 episodes and then released them. It was
No, they were live every week.
They were live every week. That we yeah. But it's been about 3 weeks since we all talked to each other. Guys, how was your Christmas?
I got a lot of Bandersnatch.
No, but you did get a new webcam.
I did.
So...
Look, you can see me. I'm in what is it? 20 by 80 or something like that? Like 10 by 2?
What?
By 6 by 7?
16 by 9?
Ben was real happy about it.
16 by 9.
By
I
9.
knew there was a 6 and a 9 in there.
Yeah, apparently you also, little did we know, you also record in a tanning booth. Because there's so much light.
Keep the glow going. I can probably fix that. That's light above my computer.
There's so much light.
A lot of changes going on. We moved the office down to the basement, so there would be more room because my wife got a Cricut for
pregnant. Oh
no, not pregnant, but a Cricut for her anniversary. And oh yeah, by the way, you guys didn't say happy anniversary to me on the New Year's Eve edition, so that was real messed up.
Hang on, she got a Cricut?
She got a bug?
Cricket. Yeah, a bug. It's like like Jiminy. He's
Jiminy Cricket.
See this blue thing in the background right there? That thing? It's
Yes.
like it's like the Cameo thing that you have, but it's like the Cricut. It's a different company that your wife had.
Oh.
It does like I don't know. It's
It
like
cuts vinyl?
printer. Yeah, it like cuts vinyl and
I do have one of those. I'm trying to sell it. So everybody out there, hit me up on the Facebook Marketplace.
I like how you said Cricut, like any of us would have any idea what you were
no
talking
idea.
about.
oh, well,
Yeah, she got a Cricut. Let me
get
just
on top,
throw
get
that
on top
out
of the
there.
crafting game, guys. Where's your Etsy page at? Tuna, why don't we have an Etsy page? God,
Etsy.
dude, we give you one job, and you can't even get us an Etsy page. People want Incredible Critics mugs on their desk at their job.
With Golden Girls faces on them.
Oh, with all of our faces on Golden Girls' bodies.
Well, you can't always get what you want, but in this case, we did because you got a new camera.
We did. I know. I did it just for Ben, actually, not for anybody else.
I appreciate it. Actually, I really do. It's also not just like an entire frame of Frankie's face.
It's true.
I mean, that was truly terrifying.
Yoda and Scooby. Dallas.
I would not.
Hat,
I would not allow my children to watch our podcast.
I mean, that's smart.
Only because of how truly terrifying.
I'm going to give this like 6 months, and when I have a little extra cash, I'm going to get one that I can zoom in and zoom out with the keyboard, and then just zoom in every episode.
Oh man, how was the rest of your guys' Christmas?
It was good. It was good. I got to go to Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Visit my wife's fam. We were there for over a week.
Oh wow!
Right? Yeah, a long time. We were there over New Year. No, we came home on New Year's Eve, which is a very unimportant day for pretty much the whole podcast. And sorry, I don't know what the joke is, man. So, anyways, the day before New Year's, we drove home.
More or less the least important day of the year.
More or less. Less, though, specifically.
Less, though. Yeah, definitely.
So, no, we had some fun in Pittsburgh. I got some Steelers clothes this year. So there's that.
Did you get it on sale because they didn't make the playoffs?
No. Well, I don't know, my in-laws may have. I don't know. Oh, hey, Frankie, you're back. So yeah, it was a really good Christmas.
Tuna, how was your Christmas?
Good. Went downstate to visit my grandparents. They live around Phoenixville area, so you guys are familiar with that area as well. But the best part about it was probably either the new mic I got.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then unintentionally but partially intentionally triggering Frankie in a big messenger fight.
Kerfuffle? Is that what you would describe it as?
Sure. And I think I've discovered that I enjoy being so nice to Frankie that he hates it more than I actually do trying to insult him. And I think I'm going to start doing that from now on. Be that just irritatingly nice to Frankie.
Kill him with kindness.
I enjoy nothing about you.
Yeah, I also I got some Funko Pop dolls that Frankie's a big fan of. Dolls, toys.
In your case, they're dolls.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm secure enough in who I am that
I think it comes down to
I have a daughter.
He has a daughter.
Yeah,
I have a daughter, so they're dolls.
I think if you play with them, they're dolls. If you do not play with them, they're toys, or vice versa.
What? I think if you play with toys, they're dolls. If you don't play with toys, they're toys that
are also dolls. Wait, what if you dress them up? If you dress them up, they're dolls, right? And then if you don't dress them up, they're
he's
toys.
got you there.
They're sitting on my desk at work because I'm a professional.
Then it's art.
Yeah, there you go. It's art. Well, we will kick it off. Frankie, having had 4 weeks off, actually, has a lot to say in this week's very special Frankie's Take.
Like such as and
Oh, that was it? I thought it was a little bit longer. That's great.
Nope, that's it.
I like it better when it's short.
That's
Unlike my Frankie's Take. All right, guys. So, like you guys mentioned, I've been gone for 3 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, which isn't quite true. You just decided to film all 3 episodes on the day I couldn't get there in time. And I offered, for the listener, to call in, but due to quality reasons, they vetoed me calling in. So
and safety.
They're withholding you from Frankie.
We vetoed Frankie's calling.
I'm going to try to get through some of these real quick. Aquaman, real rough. Wasn't a big fan. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, really good. Go see it. See it in 3D.
Heard a lot of really good things.
Yeah. While just won a Golden Globe. While I was gone, you guys had some guy named Sven, I think.
Klein.
Fill in there for me. And let me tell you a little bit about Sven. Seemed like a nice enough guy. All right. But if we're going to have someone fill in when I'm not here, how about, just throw it out there, he has his own mic. Instead of 95% of the time, he says something, you miss the first part of it, and then all of a sudden you hear it because Andrew gives him the mic.
We described him as a participating audience member.
Yeah, I heard that, and it would have been better if he was just a laugh track in the background every time Andrew spoke. So that was real irritating. Also, realized that you guys would die without me. This podcast would be horrible. There was just so many like moments in the podcast where I was like, I can't believe that they just said that. What are they talking about?
It was also exhausting. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
You could tell by the episode. Actually, you know what's funny is the third episode was probably my favorite one. I guess the tiredness just kicked in, and you were powering.
I'm glad
through.
You enjoyed it, Frankie. Thank you for that.
No, but hey, listen, I'm not done yet. This is not Andrew's take.
He had a real good time.
So Sven, thank you for filling in. Next time, bring your own microphone because apparently Andrew doesn't have.
He's in Israel now, so I don't think he'll hear you.
They don't have the internet in Israel.
Not where he is.
Fact, no.
I don't believe that's true. All right, next thing, Facebook. All right, there are two types of people on Facebook. Facebook people who ask for advice, and then when they get it, completely ignore it because all they were doing is trying to tell everybody what they're doing in their life because they post on Facebook so that everyone knows everything that's going on in their life, and not because they actually want to communicate socially with people they've lost connection with, or want advice or want to gain any kind of knowledge. And then there's people who ask for advice and then take the advice. If you're one of the people who asks for advice and doesn't take it, and you just want to tell everybody about it, delete your Facebook account. Okay. All right. Aunt Patty, get rid of it. All right. All right. You know who you are. I don't care about your camera. And next time you want to spend your money on stupid stuff, who cares? No one on Facebook. All right. All you do is make the rest of us angry that you are posting and exist. Next, Joe Carrion. We have blocked you. And by we, I mean me. I'm sorry. You have been blocked on Facebook. It is not a permanent block. You are just going to be blocked for 6 months.
So he's in timeout?
He's in timeout for 6 months.
6 months?
6 months. And he might get off on good behavior. I don't know. I can't see his post. So it's going to be rough. The reason Joe has been blocked is the major offense. The major offense is he posted a meme about The Office and Parks and Rec. And it said The Office is Dr. Pepper and Parks and Rec is Dr. Thunder. No, sir. No. Parks and Rec, first off, made by the same people.
Thank you.
Listen, there's a time and place for both, but Parks and Rec is in its own way hysterical and a great show, and their characters are great. And he just went on a rant about how bad Parks and Rec was, and I don't have time for that in my life. I don't have time for that negativity.
I hate to say it, Joe, but I agree with Frankie on this point.
But
I don't know who Joe is.
He was saying
he doesn't exist anymore.
Was that it's not as good?
No.
The post implies it's a cheap imitation.
That it's a ripoff.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Okay, wait. Okay, so what would be better than like The Office is Cherry Coke and Parks and Rec is Diet Coke?
Coke Zero? Yeah, I'd take that.
Coke Zero?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Listen, anything besides the meme itself would have been okay. It was his comments afterwards.
Okay, I didn't read those.
Yeah, about just basically how crappy Parks and Rec
with him
was.
on it too.
I don't have time for that.
Because like I just wanted to be like, I'll totally drink Dr. Thunder.
Listen, I'll drink.
Like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's what they have. It's what they have.
Right?
They don't sponsor us. You know, maybe we can get a sponsor. Maybe we've been barking up the wrong tree. Maybe Dr. Thunder sponsor us. I'll try getting those sodas. And then last but not least, we'll come to Andrew. Andrew is so frustrating. And let me tell everyone about that. Listen, because you want to vent to your friends about people who are driving you nuts. You know how you just have those people who just drive you nuts. And all you want to do is complain to someone else who's going to agree with you. And that's it. Nope. St. Andrew comes in and defends everybody and everything and doesn't get the idea of just venting because you don't like somebody, or I don't even think there's anybody he doesn't like, which is just crazy. There has to be somebody. I love dogs. I don't want to say someone should come kick your dog, but I'm curious if someone came and kicked your dog, if you'd be upset at them, or you'd just be like, well, the dog was kind of in his way. So I kind of get where he was coming from. His foot was there and the dog was there, and it's not really his fault.
Hey, can I ask a question? Did you type this all out? Because
no, I'm just going off the cuff.
All right, because you were looking at your screen awfully intently, and I was like, I really hope.
I'm actually watching your faces. I wish there was a way to move it up towards my camera, so it looks like I'm looking at the camera.
Just make the window smaller. Just make the.
No, I'm good. Anyway, that's it for Frankie's Take this week. Thanks for letting me catch up with you guys.
Wow. You know, Frankie, I think the best thing out of that was that you love Andrew so much that you think he deserves a laugh track. I think that's a good takeaway. Andrew, you can take that one and you can tweet that to the bank.
Tweet that to the bank.
I'm gonna have Klein send me just recordings of him laughing.
Who's Klein?
Sven.
Oh, Sven. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
That might have been worth it. That might have been worth it. Let's talk about all that we've been watching in What's On. And my audio is not working.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
What's
on?
There, that was pretty good.
Nailed it. Tim, what have you been watching?
Hey, well, over the break, actually, I'm sorry, before the break, I got to see Aquaman early. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, we reviewed that.
If I could just review it again.
We talked about
I'm just kidding. Anyways, no, over the break, I got to see Spider-Verse as well. Slamming that movie. So good.
So good.
On so many levels.
Tim, did you think it was meant to be watched in 3D? Like there were some parts where I was watching it in SD where I was like, I felt like when you take your glasses off,
yes,
and it looks kind of blurry.
Yeah, that was a stylistic choice. It's like chromatic aberration, or they did it on purpose to kind of simulate misprint in a comic book. When something gets misprinted and there's the colors are slightly out of alignment of like red, blue, and yellow. Anyways, it didn't bother me, but I kind of knew that was what I was getting into going into it. So outside of that, though, phenomenal, like unbelievable, visually, unbelievable. They had so many different animation styles, just like throwing at your face and your eyeballs. It was awesome. And the story was great. And people who don't do comic book movies really like it. And if you like Spider-Man, you will love it. I pretty much guarantee. Right, Frankie? Yeah, Frankie's doing that. So Spider-Verse, we took the girls to see Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins.
And how was that?
Returns. It was fine. It was fun.
Yeah.
My
Does Dick
kid
Van Dyke make a cameo?
What'd you say?
Does Dick Van Dyke make a cameo?
I don't want to tell you.
Oh.
It'll be a spoiler.
Because he's like 106, I think.
He's not. No, he's not. But yeah, he's pretty old. But yeah, it was honestly, it was really good. It was not OG Mary Poppins. They were trying to do a new thing with an old thing. And I appreciate it as its own thing. I think if I tried to compare it too much, it would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
But it was really fun in its own. It was good. I thought it was predictable in certain parts. Other people that saw it with me did not at all. So maybe I just...
Your children or your wife?
Not the children. Yeah, so...
Did they stop trying to promote giving kids diabetes by having them just eat sugar by the...
Oh, yeah, by the spoonful. Yeah. They did. No, there was a much more better lessons to be learned, I think, in this one. So, yeah, my kids loved it, though. Maybe we'll have them review it. I don't know. And then for Christmas, I got Hyrule Warriors on the Switch. So I got to play that a bit. So I played a lot of that. I played a lot of Fortnite on the Switch while I was in Pittsburgh. And I also got that Super Nintendo. And I've been rocking Super Mario World. It's my fave. Nice. And then, outside of that, we finished Star Trek Voyager.
There it is.
It's over.
Stargate SG-1.
No, Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, sorry.
Next is Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
We moved on. No, we didn't. No, we watched Deep Space Nine before SG-1.
Next is Star Trek The Next Generation.
Maybe. I don't know.
I have a suggestion for your next
okay,
film.
yes.
If you're done with what you were watching.
So I have, so Brittany and I alternate. Just let all our listeners know if they forgot or something. Brittany and I alternate kind of picking shows.
She picked that one though, didn't she?
Yes.
So it's your turn.
Yes.
Do all the Barbie movies count as a TV show? All the Barbies movie ever.
Yeah, no. Well, my suggestion for you, Tim, is Killing Eve.
Okay.
This is a show from across the pond.
The BBC.
The BBC.
Yeah.
It is so good. It's $10 on Amazon. So $10 for 8 episodes. Not bad. It's not bad.
It's only 8 episodes?
Yeah, it's only 8 episodes.
They only watch things that are like 75 or more.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
That's true.
He's not wrong.
It would be a waste of a pick on just 8 episodes, but it is so good. Stars Sandra Oh and Jodie Comer.
It's the one that just won another Golden Globe, right? She won Best Actress.
Yeah, Sandra Oh won Best Actress on the Golden Globes. And it is just so good. It's about a detective. She's not really a detective. I think she works for MI5.
She's a spy.
And she is tracking. She's not a spy. She's like an, I don't know, analyst or something. I don't know. She gets fired in the first episode. Spoiler. And she starts tracking.
Why am I gonna watch it now?
You spoiled 1/8 of the whole show.
Yeah.
Right. She starts tracking this assassin that's a psychopath and played by Jodie Comer. And it has this weird tone where it's like this super serious like subject matter, but it's played like just the slightest bit quirky, and they just like nail the script. The performances are just perfect. It's so good.
I'll have to check that out.
Okay. Well, 8 episodes not gonna be your pick. You know what should be your pick? Coming in at 12 seasons, 264 episodes. Everyone's favorite dreamboat, Angela Lansbury in Murder Sheet.
Or the Golden Girls.
I'll think about that.
The Golden Girls. The Golden Girls, and you're already on top of that, Andrew.
You know, if somebody got me a Hulu account, I still wouldn't watch any of those things.
But what if you watch Roma on your Netflix account?
Is that
that's
what you
the other
watch?
thing
Is
I
that
got
what
to
you watch,
watch. Yeah, have you, Tuna? Did you end up checking out Roma? I know you were somewhat interested in it.
Not yet. I haven't.
It's written and directed by Alfonso Cuarón. I know that's not how you actually say his name, but I'm not pretentious enough to try to say it with the actual Spanish enunciation. He's best known for Children of Men and Gravity most recently, which both one of the best things about it are like the extremely long takes. And the cool thing about Roma is to see that kind of style applied to a drama. So those long takes have like slower things going on. So he has to do different things in order to keep them visually interesting and that type of thing. I really enjoyed it. Critics love it. So you guys will probably hate it. Especially because it is in black and white and in another language. But surprise. But it's a straight ahead drama. So straight ahead dramas for me have to be like really, really, really good for me to enjoy them. And this was good.
Or just in black and white in another language.
All right. All jokes aside, the black and white thing, I actually don't get. I don't enjoy watching films in black and white because all you're doing is getting rid of information from the screen. The best argument that I've heard for it is that, you're trying to draw the viewer's attention to other things by getting rid of that information. I don't enjoy that. So I know like a big deal was made when Mad Max Fury Road came out because they released a monochromatic version of that. I don't get that. That's not me. But definitely check it out if you are into film. Some of the shots are just absolutely beautiful, and there's an ending sequence that is, you literally like, you have no idea how they got it to be so perfect, how everything lines up and everything goes so perfectly. So that's Roma. It's a good vid, Angel. Disclaimer. Good vid, Angel. But check
not a sponsor.
Out. Not a sponsor. Tuna, what have you been watching besides Golden Girls?
Well, I think it was part of my obligation to Frankie to at least say one episode of the Golden Girls that I watched. I'm supposed to watch 4 of them a month now, and then explain which one was my favorite and why. So I'll just get that over with real quick for you guys.
Okay.
My favorite so far from the 4 I watched this month was episode 6, which is titled On Golden Girls, which has the 4 ladies. Blanche basically tells them all that her grandson's coming to visit. He comes to visit, but he's a troublemaker and has a party at like 2 a.m. And they're all upset about it because he's like blasting music and stuff. And like
that's like an hour before those old ladies wake up.
Dorothy's trying to study for an exam, French exam, I think it is, and like so she's upset because she's trying to study for that, but because Blanche's grandson's there, she has to stay in a room with Sophia, and they have this like mother-daughter time. At first they're fighting, but then they start reminiscing on when she was a little girl, so it's kind of sweet in that regard. But what I liked most about this episode is like the grandson is this young person, and he still has like a lot of the attitude and angst and like entitlement that like older folks nowadays complain about millennials and Gen Zers having. I'm like, look here, this is what like you and your kids were like as children. Nothing's changed except he used a boombox instead of Bluetooth speakers. But all in all, I find out his parents weren't giving him the attention he needed, and like were, I guess, thinking about a split or something. I can't remember exactly, but he was acting out because of that. He apologizes to them. They teach him responsibility. He does all the chores around the house. Blah blah blah. It's still very boring, but
bravo, Andrew! You knew everyone's name. You knew the story. I am so proud of you, and you fell a little bit more in love with the Golden Girls.
Next, we just got to get you to say it with like a little more enthusiasm, just like a little more.
Now, listen, let's give it to him. I'm very proud of what he just did there. I appreciate it, and you know, 2 or 3 more months of this, and we'll have him dressed up like Sophia.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, I'd have to grow some hair for that to happen. But aside from Golden Girls, I also watched Aquaman. Like Frankie, I wasn't very impressed. It was fun to watch, kind of like visually it was fun to watch, but not impressed with the rest of it. I also watched all of Haunting of Hill House. That was phenomenal. Definitely a VidAngel watch though, not a sponsor again. And that about wraps it up, I think.
All right, Frankie, what you been watching? Or did you already catch up with that in your long-winded take?
Most of it. The only thing I will say is that I did start rewatching this Netflix series that's also from the BBC called The Last Kingdom. If you're really into history, kind of Vikings type drama TV shows, this is amazing. It has probably the best pilot episode ever. I'm trying to think. I've been trying to think of better pilot episodes, and I don't really know any. Most of the time, pilot episodes to me kind of fall flat, and they get you to like, all right, I'll watch one more episode. But you watch the first pilot of this episode of this TV show, and you're like, I feel like I've watched 6 episodes. So much happens, and all I want to do is keep watching. So, great show. I've been binging through the first 3 seasons of that, and that's about it. Everything else I mentioned already. So, discretion on The Last Kingdom. It is not family friendly.
Is that for Tawny?
That's exactly for Tawny.
Would you say it's a hard MA or a soft MA?
It's a soft. It's a soft. But...
Oh, just say VidAngel. You say it 3 times, they give us a sponsorship. So.
That's right.
Is there like a Dr. Thunder version of VidAngel we can hit up?
All right, well, let's finish it out with our review of Black Mirror's Bandersnatch.
Keep having these vivid dreams, like thinking weird things.
What sorts of things?
We're going to be a hit factory, like Motown, but for computer games. You heard it here first.
Bandersnatch. It's an adventure game based on the book. Jerome F. Davies was a genius.
See that bloke who went cuckoo and cut his wife's head off?
When it's a concept piece, bit of madness is what you need.
That is for the trailer to Bandersnatch, Black Mirror's latest entry and partnership with Netflix. The synopsis on IMDb is in 1984, a young programmer begins to question reality as he works to adapt a fantasy novel into a video game. It stars Fiona Whitehead as Stephen Butler, the title character. Tuna and Frankie haven't had a chance to see it, but Tim, you watched it. This is a choose your own adventure film experience. What did you think of Black Mirror Bandersnatch?
Well, I mean, overall, before we get to like the idea, overall it was like it was what I expect from a Black Mirror episode. I would say the content that I saw on my experience
Yeah.
was exactly what to expect from a Black Mirror. Something technology related, something a little bit crazy, or a lot crazy, maybe. And you know, there was always plenty of twists and turns. And the ending is different every time with this one. There's I guess 5 different endings, I think.
So the way that there are 5 official endings,
right?
But there are a lot more dead ends.
Yeah, So just like a choose your own adventure book, there's plenty of dead ends, and you do get the option, I think, on all of them to change your choice.
Yeah, so when you hit a dead end, it will present you with 2 options to go back in time and you make a different decision. When you hit an actual ending, it shows you a credit sequence.
Right. So I actually got 2 of the endings.
Okay.
And because it actually asked me if I wanted the credits or if I wanted to change one thing.
Okay.
That was which was strange.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Does the going back to do another choice, is the fact that you can do that part of the story? Like, is it is a self-contained idea?
Yeah, it's a very, they play it very meta.
Okay.
So,
very meta.
So yeah, without any crazy spoilers, the setup is pretty much in the trailer. He's trying to make was it like an Atari game? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a video game. Yeah.
In the 80s, he's trying to create a game based off of this novel, but the novel is like the craziest, most famous choose your own adventure book that ever existed. And the author of the novel is famous for going crazy after writing it or something. So it is a very meta, and depending on how you play it, it can be even more meta.
Yes.
I don't want to get into spoilers, but it's very. Actually, I think all the official endings are meta in very different ways, where either he knows what's going on, or he suspects, or what's going on is one thing that is related to how you're watching it, or it's another thing related to how they made it. It's very crazy. Overall, I enjoyed it. Is
the Bandersnatch a cousin or relative to the Babadook?
It's pretty close. And the Baba Ganoush.
Actually, the Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
Baba Ganoush.
Exactly. So, you know, overall, I enjoyed it. I would say, please, Black Mirror, just keep making more Black Mirror. And
the good news is the good news is the 5th season is on its way for Black Mirror. So that's there. Yeah, this the best way that I heard described on the Slash Filmcast, they described it as trying to be too much like a choose your own adventure novel, so much so that they include all the things that are frustrating about a choose your own adventure novel.
Right.
Because like you're presented with a choice, and there's no way to know one way or the other which choice is the right choice. So a seemingly meaningless choice, and it's like, oh, here's a dead end. Now I have to go back and do it over again. So it's a little bit frustrating in that way. The story is fine. There are some really fun moments, and they do some really cool things with the technology. So, for example, kind of going to what you were saying, Tuna, and without giving too much away, I'll say this: there's one part of the storyline where you're presented with this box, and you can type in this 3-digit code, and if you get there one way, it gives you 2 different options for a 3-digit code. If you get there another way and get to a dead ending, and then have to start back over at another decision, it gives you a different set of 3-letter codes. So you have to get to that dead end in order to come back in the story and then be presented with that different code. So
I just got lost. Can you explain all that over again?
Yeah, it's confusing, but essentially it's not just rewinding. You hit a dead end and you rewind, and your characters now go forward with kind of the knowledge of that dead end, if that makes
After you
any
catch
sense.
the Bandersnatch, do you have the opportunity to evolve it?
Yes.
What's it evolve into?
A Cumberbatch.
So, yeah, I mean, it is a fun experience. It is totally worthwhile doing. I won't say anything except the Netflix ending is brilliant. And you should definitely check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll kill some time tonight if I can't fall asleep.
Yeah,
or is it a bad one to watch before bed?
It
depends.
It's yeah.
No,
How
actually,
meta, how meta do I want my dreams?
I mean, like most Black Mirror episodes, it's a downer. Like it's not something you want to watch before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Tuna, have you watched Black Mirror?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Because if you don't know what you're getting into,
I'm very.
All right.
You had me at national anthem. I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Whoa!
Oh, well, that is it for this week. Frankie, let's see if you can remember, where can people connect with us if they too watched Cumberbatch Baba Gadoosh?
Twitter.com @3criticspod. You can get us on Facebook, hit the like button, get all of our updates, communicate with the Block Joe Carry On, Facebook.com/IncredibleCritics, iTunes, hit subscribe, leave a rating. Appreciate that. Instagram, something. And then we don't have an Etsy page, so
get on that, Tuna. Let us know what you've been watching over all the free time. We are the Incredible Critics.
let me tell you about the Bandersnatch I found at the prom. Different? No.
The Bandersnatch you took to the prom?
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, poor Natalie. Oof. Yeah, that was fun, guys. Is the Bandersnatch an actual thing? I'm very confused.
It's the name of the book.
Oh, okay.
There is a
it's
thing.
part of a Lewis Carroll story too, connected to Alice in Wonderland.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is why